Welcome back to the Leisure House podcast. I'm here with Mike Curialle. What's up, brother? How are we doing?
Doing well, brother. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean you live here now, so
Basically,
it's not like
leisure training in the leisure house.
the leisure training. Mike's been staying over at the Leisure House. This is the Leisure House, a little setup we got here, but he's been staying over. We've been working out at Chapman, Hidden, and playing catch at Foothill. So.
Yep.
And coaching with Coach Ray.
Coach Ray, the guy.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is a little different this time. I decided to bring out the Dorito challenge. So you're the first Dorito challenger. And what that's going to look like is these Tapatio Doritos right here. So for all you Kentucky people, you probably have never seen these before. So we're going to put that in a bowl. Actually, we already have. And then we're going to put some of this hot sauce. You ever had this before, dog?
Oh, yeah. On my eggs?
We're going to put on your eggs. We're going to put that in the bowl, and then we're going to eat them throughout the podcast and try to stick to 2 Coke Zeros. So we got them right here. Got to lower the calories, so Coke Zero, 0 calories. But
I'm a fan.
all right, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to load us up. So before this, Mike was a little scared because he went to Chili's before this. So he had chips and salsa the whole night with Big Mike.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to clog the toilet.
This is not going to feel good.
This is going to clog the toilet. I'm going to be the first one. Yeah. All right, take some, dog.
How is it?
It's good. Try it. Go. Open up a little Coke Zero.
I'm going to go for one with a little bit less.
There you go. So this is season 2. So Mike's a professional baseball player. I've been doing most of these podcasts with college players. So this is our professional season, you can call it. So let's start off with your journey from New Jersey. So you grew up in New Jersey. You were born there, and you came over when you were 7? 12, my bad, dog. So tell us a little bit, you got the little East Coast kind of like vibe to you. Like what was it like coming over when you were 12?
It was around middle school. Played a travel tournament in Florida. I played in a travel team in New Jersey, and then we made it to this championship tournament in Florida.
Yeah.
And played a bunch of California teams there, and they were so much better.
Yeah.
So we decided to move out here and give me a chance to play baseball, and it's been working out so far. So
yeah, I think so too. So I think you came over with Big Mike. So let's give a little background on Big Mike.
And my brother.
And your brother.
Yeah.
Dylan. So let the fans know who Big Mike is and why he's so important to your baseball career.
I mean, yeah, he's everything. He's always pushing me to be my best, and will always go out of his way to give me any help and try to do everything he can to get me better. So,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one memory I can think of at the top of my head right now is when we went to Panda Express, and we went. It was on the Irvine one,
yeah,
and we ordered some Panda Express, and it's a drive-through, and I've never really seen a drive-through in California, a Panda Express.
No, I think that's the only one I've ever seen since that day.
Yeah, I mean, they have one in Kentucky, but it's not the same. So we order our food, and we're all pretty big boys. Big Mike's, you can eat a lot.
Yeah.
You can eat a lot. I can eat a lot. So we order a good amount of food, and we get to the front, and the lady gives us our order.
Yeah.
And Big Mike goes,
nothing was marked.
Nothing was marked. We had no idea whose food was who. And Big Mike just goes, how the fuck am I supposed to know whose food is who? He told him to write it, everything, on the thing so we knew. And then they took too long, and he's like, you know what? Just give me my food.
Yeah.
And then we got the food, and then he threw, the receipt back through the window or something. But, yeah, that's one of the Big Mike stories that had at the top of my head.
Yeah. Didn't we like get a extra meal out of that or something?
Yeah, I think they gave us an extra meal on accident. But I mean, there's a ton of them. I remember at J Sarah, we'll get into J Sarah in a little bit, but when I locked my keys in my car.
Oh my gosh.
And he talked to me for at least an hour.
We got that thing open.
We unlocked the car.
It took us an hour to get that thing open.
Yeah.
We were scavenging like through the parking lot for like tools. And we found like a coat hanger and somehow.
And we got it open.
That was crazy.
We were already there for like an hour and a half, and we were tired, and we finally get it open, and still Big Mike's just he's in my ear just talking, and you're sitting in the car.
He loves
and you're
to
like,
talk.
"Can we go?" And I was just like, "Oh my god." That was funny. So when you came over from New Jersey, you got to California. Like, what was that like being over here in the West Coast for the first time?
At first, it was a little bit different, just trying to make new friends in a new place and stuff. But, I mean, once I got acquainted and stuff, made a lot of friends through baseball.
Yeah.
Throughout life, and then, like, obviously going to UCLA and, like, beyond, it's been a journey to where I've been able to adapt well.
Yeah. So you went to what middle school did you go to?
I went to Marco Forster in San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah. How was that?
It was different. I mean, it was like a mostly Hispanic middle school, and so it was a little bit different. But I got along well with everyone there and had a good time there.
Yeah. So like growing up in that area, and then you were gonna go to Capo or Mater Dei, right?
Yeah.
So Mater Dei is like probably 45 minutes from your house. Like,
Right.
why'd you want to go to Mater Dei? What's so special about Mater Dei?
Well, like growing up and when I was in middle school, I would always go to like Mater Dei games because they were like really good when I was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So I always thought like I wanted to go there, and then I got there freshman year, and like the commute and everything was just, it wasn't for me. So decided to transfer to Capo.
Yeah.
Valley Christian, and it was like D5 at the time, and kind of wanted to raise the standard and get to a D1. So then I ended up finally at J Sarah, where we collided.
Yeah.
And finished it out there and had a great time there.
So when you went from Mater Dei, like now that we're like where we're at today, and we're actually like hanging out with Emilio Rosas now.
Yeah.
You knew he was at Mater Dei. Like, did you ever like know him then, or you knew of him?
I knew of him and always knew like he was a good player and stuff. And obviously we played against him in league and stuff. So always knew him, but like we never really like hung out outside of like baseballs.
Yeah.
So.
We'll get Emilio on the podcast soon with Zachary, all four of us. Talk about
That'd be a good time.
The weekend we just had, birthday bash.
The Leisure House birthday bash.
So, so you went to Mater Dei and then you transferred to Capo.
Yeah.
And then why, like you transferred mid-season, not even mid-season, like mid-semester.
Yeah.
Like what was like the reason, why did you have to go at the mid of the semester?
Because it was before the season started.
So you wanted
to. So like I didn't want to play another season in D5.
Yeah.
So I played 3 seasons at J Sarah, which was like as good as I could have gotten at the time. So
J Sarah was sick.
It was amazing.
We transferred, a little background, me and Mike transferred to J Sarah both mid-semester, and we happened to just like we'll dive into the story a little bit. Yeah. So I was dating this one girl in high school, and she happened to be best friends with Mike's girlfriend at the time. And we went on a double date, and we had no idea who each other were. And I find out this guy's a UCLA commit, and I like met him, and I was like, oh, this guy's a scrub. Like, how is this guy going to UCLA? And then like we didn't even really talk much, honestly. Like we were just kind of like there.
Yeah.
And like
we were going through the motions.
And she was like, oh, I think he's going to come to J Sarah. And then I was like, all right. Like, I think I was already at J Sarah at the time. And you would transfer like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And then you finally transferred in. I was like, oh, I know this guy. So I was like, hey,
Yeah.
want to toss a little bit?
And we were still like getting to know the team and didn't really know many people.
Yeah.
So it was like easy to just connect with you and then like go through it with you.
Yeah. And we just we're catch play partners from that point on.
Yeah.
And like Mike was a third base shortstop, but at the time we had Royce Lewis, who was he was all right. Like he was all right.
Yeah.
You guys know who Royce Lewis? He's on the Twins now, and he's pretty good. He was the number 1 overall pick. So Royce was a shortstop.
3B.
Yeah. And so I was actually playing third base before Mike came, like in the scrimmages and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's a UCLA guy. I'm just an uncommitted jabroni. So he beat me out there. And then they put me out in right field where I did pretty well. So
you were throwing guys out from right field in some of the games.
At first base, dog.
Yeah.
I threw out. I remember it was against.
Like they would off of base hits. You were throwing. Like that was like a little league play at best, and like you were making that happen in high school games. That's crazy.
Because I used to do that with Coach Ray in travel ball, and so like I was if I'm gonna play right field.
And you never really got like beat over your head too.
I was pretty fast back then.
Yeah.
I'm not fast anymore. But so when Mike came over, he played third base. Royce was at short. And then who do we have at second? I think it was Ethan Racker.
Yeah, and then like
Blake was at first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a pretty solid team that year. And then that was Mike's sophomore year, my junior year. And then we came back, and you were our starting shortstop. Yeah. So like, I guess what fans are probably wondering, what was it like taking over Royce Lewis's role at J. Sarah at a premier institution?
I mean, it was nice because those are some big shoes that you have to fill, and obviously he left like a big legacy there, and you want to show people that like you could be like good and fill that role that he left behind. So that was my main goal.
Yeah. I think you filled his shoes pretty well, I would say. I think you struggled a little bit. I remember it was the Boris Classic, and it's spring break for us, so we went to Flame Broiler like 5 times. Yeah. We went to Flame Broiler every single day.
We were like, we got so superstitious because like we like raked that whole tournament that like we just had to keep it going.
We just kept eating Flame Broiler Flame Broiler is pretty good.
And like we showed up in board shorts because like didn't you show up in board shorts like the first day?
Yeah. And we were raking, and like before that you were struggling a little bit. Yeah. And then you started.
And then
raking.
I think I hit like 2 homers that tournament,
and then we won the Boris Classic.
And we won it, yeah. And then is that the year we won the full thing, or was that my senior year?
No, that was your senior year. We didn't win the full. We lost. Remember we went to what's that place? Santa Clara. We played.
Oh yeah.
What were those scrubs called?
I don't remember.
Yeah, they were scrubs, but they beat us on a walk off. But I remember you were struggling like so bad. Like you were swinging at balls that were like not even close. And then you figured out that your prescription was wrong on your glasses or your
that's like around the time that I made the switch to contacts actually.
And they were the wrong ones, right?
Yeah. Like well, when you like switch to contacts, it kind of takes a little bit of time to like figure out like which like is the best brand for you, obviously. So going through that and then
dude,
got that kidding. Locked in eventually, but that was a tough. Like I was swinging at pitches that were not even close to that.
Like something was wrong. Like you're a good player, and everybody knew that. And then all of a sudden you're swinging at balls that are bouncing in front of the plate, and we're like, what the heck is going on?
Like this guy can't see.
And then all of a sudden you go get your prescription fixed, and then you start raking, and then you were the Boris Classic MVP. Yeah. And we're like, yep, that's exactly what it was. Yeah. So we got that quick fix. And then your senior year, you were the shortstop again, and that team was pretty stout. You guys had Cody, Gage.
Yeah, like we had a bunch of like younger guys that are like high level D1 guys now. So
like Cody's UCLA, Gage at LSU. Yeah, and those were guys that were freshmen on varsity. Yeah, and so like you guys were pretty developed at the time, and you guys had Zach Steven.
He actually left
Oh my
left us
gosh.
mid-season.
Did? Oh,
Yeah.
Zach. I'm sorry, dog. I didn't mean to call you out, but we love you. But that's funny. But your senior year, you took over Royce's role at shortstop.
Yeah.
And Royce had a record there. What was the record?
I think it was like 44 hits
In a
single
right?
season.
And you had
either I tied it with 44 or I got 43.
I thought you beat him. No, you didn't beat it. I think you tied
No, I
him.
think I tied it.
I think you tied him.
But I'm not 100%. Either tied it or was like one or two short.
You guys can
short.
fact
I'm
check
not sure.
us. But I'm gonna say Mike tied
Because
I
I think I was like 44 for like 100.
Yeah.
Something like that. My
And
senior year.
yeah, you raked.
Yeah.
So after your high school season, like I was in my gap year at the time, so we would like hang out with the boys, with Zach,
All the time.
the bro jobs, and all of those scrubs. But that was during a gap year, and then when I was going to UIC, you were in the summer. You played in Mankato, right?
Yeah.
So
that
the
was the
Northwoods.
COVID summer. Like every league got shut down besides the Northwoods.
No, this was Corvallis.
Okay, then that was your gap year.
Yeah.
Going into your gap year.
Yeah.
That was going into my freshman year.
Yeah, so I was going in my freshman year too.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite summer ball like times. We ended up winning that whole league that year.
Really?
Yeah.
So how
The Corvallis Knights
Corvallis
squad.
Knights. I have a couple of buddies that were on that team. So what, you went in the CCL? Is it the CCL? Right? California Collegiate League?
No, I think it's
Something.
the West Coast League.
Oh, the West Coast League. Yeah.
Took me a minute. Yeah.
So you played in the West Coast
West
League.
Coast League, the Northwoods League, and the Cape Cod League.
What was your favorite one?
Honestly, I can't even I had an amazing experience at all three places.
So if a kid came up
All
to
three
you,
host families were amazing to me. Couldn't have asked for better summers out there.
if Pablo came up to you and he says, I can go play in the Cape Cod, the West Coast, or the Northwoods, where would you tell him to play?
I mean, I would tell him to try to get into the Cape Cod League because that's honestly the best competition level, but you got to build your way up sometimes. You can't just rush a freshman into the Cape Cod League.
Yeah.
And because I could honestly destroy his confidence.
That's true. Yeah. I love the Northwoods League. I played in the Oak.
That's a grinder league. That's where you send guys that need to go to boot camp.
Boot camp. If you can get through the Northwoods
If you can get through the Northwoods League, you're a true grinder.
You want.
And if you're doing multiple summers out there,
Oh my
you're a
goodness.
dog.
Dude, after I went there, I was like, I'm never going back there ever again.
I didn't even get the full experience out there. I got because I went during COVID basically.
Yeah.
So it was a 40-game season, and it was not really any travel besides the team's 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So the max we went was 3 hours away.
Damn.
So I didn't get that full 10-hour
Bro.
grinder bus rides.
When I went there, my first game was in North Dakota. It was an 8-hour bus ride.
Wow.
And we had to leave at 5:40 a.m. And I had just gotten there, and I'm excited, and I was like, let's go. And then next thing you know, oh yeah, we're on a bus at 5:40 tomorrow. Be ready. Are you kidding me?
That was your first day in? You came in, you came a little bit into the season?
No, I was the first one there.
So that was your first games in that league was
First
an
game.
8-hour bus ride?
Yeah. My first
That's
game
a wild
was an
way
8-hour
to
bus
start off
ride.
the season.
Yeah. And I had never been on a bus that long before.
How did you handle that?
I mean, there's a lot of M&Ms and Coca-Cola cherry, just like we got here.
Oh, yeah.
at the time, I think I was playing Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. So I'd be grinding that.
Oh, yeah.
Big music guy.
I still grind Clash Royale daily.
I just can't do it anymore. It's just too much. It takes too much of my time.
I know.
You just find yourself and you're just dang, I've been
Yeah.
playing this for 3 hours. You're oh my gosh. The sun is gone.
Yeah. That's how I feel like now we are with Fortnite.
Yeah.
Ever since I got you on that.
Yeah, dude. I'm buns at it, but it's fun to
We're
play.
grinding though. We're getting better.
Yeah, it's fun to play trios with you and Pablo.
Yeah.
Like we'll play together and like I won't have any kills, but like you guys will like get the
I'll have
job done.
8 or 9. You'll have like maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And if it's a good game, you'll have like 4,
I've had
5.
I think
6.
I've had 5. I'll
You'll
say
get up
6.
there.
I've had 6. But I think I get revived more times than I actually like kill people.
Yeah, that's an
Kill
issue.
us in Fortnite. But Fortnite's fun. I like playing the Fortnite. And, you know, the Wii Switch is a game changer. If I had the Switch back in the Northwoods, dog, I would have never
The
gotten
Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Yes.
And Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros.
I honestly
You got me on that, too.
Oh,
we got to eat these chips.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
Oh, my God.
The funny thing about the Switches is that this year we were on a road trip in Daytona. Like me and 4 or 3 of my teammates were like thinking about getting Switches because one of them got it, and then we saw him playing it in the locker room. We're like, dang, he's playing Fortnite, MLB The Show on that thing, and it's like portable. Mm-hmm. So like you could bring it on the bus and like play it on the bus and stuff. So at the time it sounded like a really good investment, and we all went out to the GameStop at the mall, like across from the hotel we were staying at, and that's how I ended up getting the Switch. And it was
investment.
It was an amazing investment. I play that thing. I get my money's worth out of that thing for sure.
And you made me have to get one too because I was like, we started Super Smash Bros. When you came to Kentucky, and you had to like earn characters. It wasn't like after every win you would get a challenge. It was like every like 2 or 3 wins. And Mike texts me when he gets back to California, like a day, not even a day later, and he goes, I beat the whole game. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, you must have been playing for 15 hours straight.
Well, the thing is that whole day in the airport and on the plane, I was just playing that the whole time. So I had about like 9 hours of traveling that whole day that I had in the airport.
Yeah.
So I got like 100 characters just in the airport.
Those guys go crazy. Kirby's crazy. What's that guy? Meta Knight?
Kirby's my guy.
The Meta Knight, the spinny guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's dive into after summer ball, you were going to UCLA, right?
Yeah.
So going to UCLA, a prestigious California university. Mm-hmm. Like, what were your thoughts going in as a freshman?
I mean, it kind of met my expectations of what I thought it would be when I got there. Beautiful campus, like all the amazing facilities. Cages are elite. Nice clubhouse.
Yeah.
Great field. Couldn't ask for like anything better. Going into my freshman year, I got off to a good start there. And then pretty much all the fall and like winter games I like raked and ended up getting a starting role as a freshman at second base next to McLean. So that was really nice. That was sick.
All right.
Yeah, he took over your job as the catch play partner actually.
I know. Dang.
Me and him with long toss, like
big shoes to fill.
Me and him would like long toss from pole to pole sometimes, like just air it out.
Dude's got a hose, huh?
He does have a hose
and a good arm too.
And a good arm.
Yeah. So you guys would play catch. Like, do you think Matt, like being his catch play partner and like how good he was, like impacted you in a way that like made you better?
Definitely, yeah.
Like
Matt's like the type of guy that isn't super like vocal, but like you get better like just being around him almost, and like watching him and the stuff that he does, and that's kind of how he gets guys better.
Dude, that's how I felt when I played catch with you. I was like, this guy's a UCLA guy.
I feel like I'm kind of the same way. I'm not like super vocal and like don't really like get on guys, but like if you like pay attention to the things I do, I feel like you could learn some stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. So young players out there, picking your catch play partner is very important. Who you play catch with will determine.
100%. Catch play is one of the most important like parts of the game.
According to Coach K.
Coach K, Coach Ray, coaches at UCLA.
Coach
it all rhymes.
It all rhymes.
Catch play is very important, fellas.
Yeah, well, we'll preach that. So when you went into your first season at UCLA, you guys played Vanderbilt. You guys played some legit schools.
No, it was so like surreal at the time.
Yeah,
I actually hit a bomb in my the very first opening day.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like starting as a freshman, I was low key like scared, and I think like I struck out the at bat before, and I was like,
you're like, uh-oh.
Damn, I'm like a little bit nervous, and then like this guy, I think we were playing Riverside. Yeah, it was Riverside, and
confidence booster.
It was the opening day. And this guy throws a curveball in there, and like I crushed it like over the left field fence, and I was like, dang,
hell yeah,
like that's crazy.
And
it was like the go ahead home run.
That's sick.
So
I remember seeing that on Twitter. I was like, there goes that man. But actually, one memory that I can remember right now is when you guys were playing Vanderbilt in that, I think it was the LA series or whenever you guys play USC.
Yeah, we played like a ton of good teams in that tournament.
So I remember you were facing Kumar Rocker, and I was out and we were playing, I don't know who we were playing, but I was watching it live on my computer, and Mike's facing Kumar Rocker. Yeah. And he gets 0-2, and I'm like, here comes the slider.
My first at bat, I actually worked it to like a 3-2 count, and then he threw me a 3-2 slider, and I was like, no way, 3-2 slider's coming. And it was like one of those. Yeah. But like, yeah. And I think the next at bat was like really ugly.
Yeah.
But that was actually the first game back from me coming off of like a week and a half or like 2-week injury.
Oh, in your hammy, right?
No, I blew up my quad like sliding into second base head first, and I got up and it was like swelling up of like blood.
Oh yeah.
So like it was like a really weird like injury, but yeah, I was out for like 2 weeks, and then like first game back facing Kumar, so it was like crazy.
Both times that when you faced Kumar, when I faced Kumar, he had the advantage of we were both hurt. So he didn't get us at our best. But we'll clip both videos. I have a video of me striking out against Kumar on a slider in the dirt. Yeah. And I also have a video of Michael striking out on a slider in the dirt. So we'll make sure you guys can see those.
2 outs here in the third. And that's just a nasty slider down in the dirt. A toss from Rodriguez to Malloy, and that will do it.
You're fooled, and there's nothing you can do about it. The next pitch is swung on. He missed. Gathered up by the catcher.
But you, after the season, COVID happened, and you were named a All-American as a freshman. Like, what went through your head, like, when that happened?
I mean, I was honestly surprised. I only played, like, 15 games, but, like, had a really good 15 games. And, like, hit, I think, 3, like, 40, something like that.
And then like 3 nukes, right?
No, I hit two nukes in the first weekend off that team. Yeah, off of Riverside.
UCR just tossing, like front tossing some balls to you, and just skadooshing them. So like you got it, and you were just like, dang, that's sick.
Yeah, I got it. It was actually during COVID, so like the world was like shut down basically. So I was just chilling on my phone, and then I see like you're tagged in something, and then I see like what it says, and I'm like, oh wow, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned COVID. What was COVID like for you when it first happened? Like when you went home, like what was the first thing like you wanted to do?
I mean, at first, we're all just chilling, and then we were getting ready to play like a series against Oregon actually, and I think like leagues started shutting down, like the NBA. We're like reading on Twitter, we're like, oh, we're getting shut down.
Yeah.
And our coach was like not like buying into it at the time, and we like tarped the field, like because it was gonna rain that day, so like we had to prepare for that. So we tarped the field, and then like the next day or that night, we got texted like it's all like canceled for like 2 weeks at the time. He's like, we'll check back in 2 weeks, thinking that like we're gonna play. So me and E-Man, we're just chilling in the dorms, thinking that like we were gonna get back out there, and little did we know that
it was toast.
It was gonna last for like a year. So we got out of there after like we stayed like a week there and then got out of there. But
yeah, I remember you came.
We spent a lot of time here.
And then, remember when my grandma made that ceviche and we all got sick?
That was bad.
Dude,
it tasted amazing though.
I'm not kidding. I firmly believe
it tasted so good. Like you would never expect like we would get sick out of that.
And that's why I was pissed. I was like, this really got me sick. Yeah. And so COVID was at its
that
peak.
Honestly kind of ruined ceviche for me.
I barely eat it. Except when we had it the other night, I guess the aguachiles.
Yeah,
that was gas. But I don't think I can have homemade ceviche ever again. But no. I love you, Grandma. that kind of took a toll on me. Yeah. Like I honestly thought I was gonna die because COVID. It was like if you get it, like you're gonna feel like these like symptoms. Well, at first,
didn't we think we like had COVID?
Dude, so when
we had some weird symptoms.
When you and E-Man came over to hit one time, and like I was kind of like iffy about hitting. I had like a fever, dog, and I was like, oh man, like I can feel something, and I'm burning up, and I was like in my head, I was like, no way, I got it, like no way, I just could not believe it, and so I kind of just like let it go, and then I think we ate the ceviche, and that kind of just like doubled like whatever I had. I woke up, and I had the worst body aches ever. I felt like I got crushed by a house, and I had to like my body was just like in shambles.
Did you get tested for COVID?
You think we got tested for COVID, dog? We weren't tested for that.
So you just chilled out and like eventually felt
because
better.
Our whole family got sick. My sister got sick.
Oh, I remember
Pablo,
that. Yeah.
My dad, except my mom. My mom was the only one that didn't get sick, which was crazy.
She was praying.
And so she didn't eat the ceviche. So then that's when all the nonsense went down of like, Grandma's ceviche is not good. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But so like when we were in peak COVID, like I feel like a lot of people were just like sitting in their room, like not really doing anything. Yeah. I felt like we like went out and like worked out still, and like
we didn't really treat COVID like most people.
Yeah.
Like we did everything that we could do like possibly.
Yeah. I think that's when we were doing like Lopez Academia, when like Chides would come over and like he would throw his bullpens.
Like we would find a way to still get the workout in.
Yeah.
Because like we have weights here and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that was the time then you had the cage in your backyard.
And
so we would hit there.
We had it in here.
We had a machine too.
We had it in here. Remember we had the cage in the leisure house?
That was like way back.
That was the beginning of the leisure house. So we are actually in the leisure house for people that don't know. And
it used to be open.
It used to be open, so you guys can't see, but there's a block right here, and it's like a perfect shape of where it was open. And me and Mike would sleep in here, and it was cold. That's just what it was, and you just had to thug it out. And we had an air mattress, and I think we just had a mattress for my beds because my grandparents moved in.
Yeah.
And we had mattresses.
You got booted out of your room.
Sleeping on mattresses, and in the cold. So we're out here in the cold, mattresses, weights, grinding, all in one place, and that's what the leisure house started coming alive.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
that's the mentality right there.
Yeah, it's a mentality. It's a culture. It's kind of like a feeling. But when we first started, like it was open, and now we got it enclosed. Coach Ray put some good work in here.
Oh yeah.
And we made it to like a little man cave now. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of crazy how far it's come when you think about it.
I wish we had like a little time lapse of like
Oh my
to see
goodness.
like how it started like
Yeah.
and like to what it is now because it looks a whole lot different.
If people like came and hang out with us like 5 years ago, they'd
Yeah.
be like, "These guys are homeless. These guys literally
Dude,
don't
seriously.
have a family."
This was literally just like a shed,
It literally was a shit. Like it was.
and now it's like basically like a full on like casita almost.
Yeah,
It just needs like a bathroom, which aren't you guys? That might be in the works, but
I don't know
if that happens, then it would be a full like casita.
Yeah, we don't have a restroom, so it's kind of out of the way. Like when you gotta go, it's just like, do I really have to go? Like, how bad do I actually need to go? Because I'm not walking in there, especially when it's raining and cold. You're just like, actually, I don't really need to go that bad. But so like, and then we went to the beach. Like we were like going out and being like normal people. I felt like.
Yeah, we were for sure, and I honestly feel like a lot of Orange County was like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like towards like the middle, like people were like getting tired of it.
Yeah.
We're like, this is absurd now.
Dude, we went to Newport, and it was packed.
Yeah.
Like everybody was there. They didn't care. They were just like,
no one cared.
I love the beach.
Yeah.
Like, people were saying that like if you go to the beach,
And then it
you're not
got to
gonna
like
get
the
COVID.
point where like people started making fun of like the mask,
Yeah.
like the masked people.
Yeah. And you're just like, all right.
But like I get it if you're like, if you need it, like if you got certain conditions and stuff.
Yeah.
That like COVID, you're a high risk for COVID.
Like you get it.
You gotta wear the mask.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it's funny to still see people wearing a mask sometimes.
Yeah.
I still see it sometimes.
It's just like scar tissue. Like you'll see a couple like every once in a while.
Yeah. You don't need that anymore, dog. It's gone.
Yeah.
But so you went to, after the COVID that summer, you went to that's when you went to the Northwoods, right?
Yeah.
So like tell us a little bit about the Northwoods.
Like I said, it's for grinders. It's like it's a nitty-gritty league. I was lucky enough to play at Mankato, which was in all like a beautiful turf field, and like their stadium, I think they upgraded it like even more after I played there. But
Yeah.
So that was our home stadium, so that was really nice. But like all the other fields were nitty-gritty, like taking balls off the chest type nitty-gritty.
Kind of like,
So like it's a tough league to play in, but like I feel like it's necessary for growing that like gritty mentality.
yeah,
almost.
especially if you want to play minor league baseball.
Yeah, no, it's actually a really like close related league to minor league baseball, I would feel like, because it's a everyday like grind,
Yeah.
similar to like how you play every day in the minors. But yeah.
Yeah, so now we're on that topic. What's it like playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, brother?
It's amazing. First full year this year. Had a lot of fun. Got along with all my teammates like super well. It felt like we were like a band of brothers out there. Like it was fun all year.
Yeah.
Obviously, like had a pretty good year. Played well all year. Had fun, and yeah, it's fun to just compete out there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this next spring training and getting after it again.
Yeah. So coming from your third year at UCLA and then getting drafted, like what was like the first, like what was your like next school? Because you know how like when you're in high school, you had the goal of going to UCLA and you went there.
Yeah.
And then you got to UCLA and you're like, I had the goal to play in the big leagues, but you're in the minors now. Like what's your next?
I
your
mean,
next step?
my goal has always been to get to play in the big leagues. So
Yeah.
obviously all the work that I've been putting up into this point is going towards that goal.
Yeah.
So
And so what would you tell like a player that's like in high school that's kind of like not, doesn't have like all the talent in the world, but like is grinding and they're working hard, getting good grades, but they just like don't know where to take their next step? Like how would you like guide them?
I mean, I would just say to keep grinding almost. Like trust in the process, find like a routine that helps you get better and improve every day, and just getting that 1% better every day is gonna to build up. Like, I like to think of it like stacking days almost. If you just stack enough days, like, obviously you'll see the progression over time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a great way to kind of look at it. Keep stacking good days, and good things are going to happen.
Right.
So, like, what's like a typical day? We'll start with UCLA. What was like a typical day of a Michael Curialle at UCLA?
At UCLA, it depended on my class schedule, because we had to take morning classes because we had afternoon to like night practice. I know that was different from how you guys were at SC, but yeah, so we had morning classes. So we had different weight groups depending on like your class schedules. So either I would wake up, like grab something to eat, go to class, and then go to weights and then practice.
Yeah.
Or it'd be like eat, go to weights first, and then class, and then practice.
Yeah.
And then after that, like chill, do homework, stuff like that.
And then what's a typical day as a Cardinal?
As a Cardinal,
like a game day, I guess.
For as a game day, we don't have to show up to the park till 2:30. So really, like, you could do anything you want up until that point. So I would normally wake up, like, eat breakfast, and just chill really till I have to show up.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah. It's a lot more like you're kind of on your own to do your own thing.
Yeah.
And, like, get the work you need. Like, you could always go in early and, like, get whatever you need to get in to prepare you for the game.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
What was more fun, UCLA or in the minor leagues?
I mean, it's different because obviously, like, when you're in college, and the college atmosphere is a lot different than being on, like, your own almost in the minors. So it's a different feeling from both, but I had a great time so far in both.
Yeah.
So
I think
couldn't ask for, like, two better places to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last question before we sign off here. What baseball memory or like moment, it could have been high school, it could be college, or it could be with the Cardinals. What's one moment that just like absolutely blew your mind away? You're just like, it just got your like fist, like you were just going crazy, like electric moment. What was your electric moment?
Honestly, I think I'm going to go back to that first home run I hit in college. It kind of, like, made me realize, like, I could do this, and, like, I have what it takes, and, like, gave me a bunch of confidence, and, like, built off it from there.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
First homer.
Yeah.
So we'll show that clip so that you guys can see how fired up Michael was when he hit his first home run. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you for coming on to the Leisure House podcast. It was great.
It's been a pleasure, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
This was actually just a short episode for me and Michael, just talking about the baseball, but we're going to come back and talk about the full story, the full Leisure, and you guys can get the exclusive look into me and Michael's lives. So it'll be a fun one to talk. That will probably be about 2 hours. So you guys can stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Is it